Today we're going to have an interview of David Brenion, and I just went to, we're at Twist and Shout 2012, and I just went to one of his mask class, and I have to say it's one of the best balloon classes that I've ever attended. And so I'm really grateful that David would offer his time to share with us. So,
thank you for having me.
You're
Glad
welcome.
to be here.
You're welcome.
So how did you get involved with balloons?
Well, I started in high school. I actually knew a good friend of mine's father was a professional clown, and he had his own entertainment company. And I started working for him one summer. He said, he knew I could juggle. I had certain circus skills that I just picked up just because of my interest in theater and performing as a kid. And I started working for him. He trained me to be a clown and how to juggle, how to do some simple kids magic, face painting, simple balloon art. So that was kind of just my first steps into the world of kind of event entertainment and the skills that go along with that. And I guess I was around 16 when I started in high school, and just did it all throughout high school. I really fell in love with it. I fell in love with, the people that I was working with, the aspect of just kind of traveling somewhere to be a performer was really great for me. Especially, we'd have these events where it would be a full day event somewhere 2-3 hours away, and it would be a whole group of us, and I felt like this traveling troupe of gypsies. We'd all pile into a van and drive to the event and get into our clown makeup, and there was just this camaraderie of performing that I really loved. And over the years working for him, I started to realize that when he'd call me up for a gig and it was face painting or magic show, I'd go, well, okay, I guess I'll do it. And if he called me up for a gig and it was balloons, I'd say, yeah, okay, sign me up, I'm right there. So I think I slowly started to weed out the other skills that I didn't really feel passionate about, and I focused on the balloon art. And by the time I graduated college, I had established my own business. At that time, Shayna and I were just about dating for about a year or so, and we knew right away we kind of clicked, and we both had that kind of love for performance and entertainment. So we started our own entertainment company together and went full time, and right out of college it's all I've been doing, and it's been my only real job.
So most of your work that you do, is it say parties, or do you do the table-to-table stuff?
Sure.
Like at restaurants? What has been your majority that you have been doing?
About 3 years ago we picked up a couple of local restaurants, and we really lucked out to find a really, really wonderful regional manager at a local, it's a restaurant chain called Caro's in Southern California. And we went to our local restaurant. It's a family-themed, just a kind of simple family restaurant. And we convinced the general manager there to hire us, and he was promoted to regional manager. Thought we were doing a great job, and he put us at a couple of other locations. So right now we're at 2 of the locations that they have right near us. Last year we had 3, and we're going to be picking up another one this year. So I would say, we do 2 restaurants a week, and then we probably do anywhere from 3 to 4 parties on the weekends, depending on how the schedules work out. And so I would say the restaurants make up, about 30-40% of what we do. And we do table-to-table entertaining, twisting. And recently we started doing library shows as well. So we'll do, our local county libraries. We do a balloon show. It started out small at just one library, and kind of the same kind of snowball effect that happened with our restaurant, where we got in with a really great librarian who loved us, and she promoted us to the other librarians in the area, and before we knew it, we were doing all our local libraries.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So for the short amount of time that I've known you, you have some really cool creations, and you have a lot of momentum here, even at Twist and Shout. A lot of people come to your classes. When did you start teaching?
I started teaching at my first convention, actually. I went to Twist and Shout 2009, and I was a very overambitious kid, and think I rubbed a couple of people the wrong way that year, but I was really excited. I never even knew about a convention. I found out about Twist and Shout about 3 weeks before, because I had just moved to SoCal in 2009, and I found out about it about 3 weeks before, and I went and registered and showed up, and my whole head exploded. It was just madness. I'd never seen anything like it before. That was the year that a lot of competitors from Japan came over and did some astounding stuff. So I was just really jazzed and really excited, and I was hanging out in the jam room coming up with some stuff, and I was working on a couple of designs, and some folks would sit up next to me and say, "Oh, that's really cool. Can you show me how you're doing that?" And show some people how I did stuff, and it kind of snowballed, and I had at one point about 10 people. We were kind of working on a design, and then I found out that you could do a private Sunday class. So I just signed up for a Sunday class just to give it a shot and see what it was like, and that went pretty well. I had about 10 people that came in. I charged them $10, and we just did a couple of sculptures, nothing major. But I think I got the bug for teaching there, and it was a lot of fun. The following year I applied. I didn't get in that year, but then last year I applied and taught last year, and it's been just a great, amazing trip.
Are you involved in any Twister groups?
Yeah, Annie Bit Annie has, aka Laura Caldwell, has a really good, strong group in SoCal. We meet twice a month. The first Monday of every month is at Mayflower Balloon Distributors, All-American, in Orange County. And it's a good jam. There's usually about 15 or 20 people that show up every week there, or the first week of every month. And then the third Monday of every month, we meet at a restaurant. So that's a lot of fun because we get to have a jam, but we're in the public, and people get to see what we're doing. So I really enjoy that. And that's actually where I think those jams is where a lot of my momentum got started, because I was just hanging out with these amazing twisters. I mean, Jack Matson was there, Don Caldwell, Eddie, Laura, Ken goes to these things. Who else was there? There was someone else. There's one other person that was on my list of.
Was
gosh,
Ed,
I love
Ed
that
Chi
person.
there?
Ed Chi did come to one.
Yeah.
Early on, Ed Chi came to one there, and he taught me the rose at that jam.
Yeah.
One of those jams, and man, that stuff just blew my mind. Ken, the very first jam I ever came to.
Yeah.
It was when we were at the Denny's.
Yeah.
And you made your Spider-Man, like the big one.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, what? That was the first day I ever touched a 350.
Wow.
And I'm looking at that Spider-Man going, what on earth is going on here? How is that? It just blew my mind. But that's really where the momentum got started. And it's, yeah.
Well, we just want to thank you for watching this interview with David. And David has a website he'd like to share with you.
It's niftyballoons.com. And you can check that out. We got a bunch of pictures of our work, and you can find our contact information there.
All right. Thank you so much, David.
Sure, it's been a pleasure, Ken.
Yeah,
Thank you.
This is good.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. We'll see you guys. Bye.
I hate giving interviews too. I know.
So he cuts them up pretty good, though.
Good.
So,
Cut out all the junk.
So whose classes did you see today?
There were classes today? Well, let's see, there was Twistina's, that was really, really good. There was Guido's, which was very conceptual, also very, very good. And the other one was David Onion or somebody, Bunyan, I can't remember his name. Best class ever, go to it. Rounds, hard, my god, the twisted things he does with those, blow your mind, blow your mind.
your last name is Brennan, right?
My maiden last name, if you will, is Brennan.
Okay.
We this is a trend that got started with our friends, but they started calling us Team Brenion.
Oh.
My last name is Brennan.
Okay.
And Shayna's last name was Mannion.
Okay.
So they kind of smushed them together.
Okay.
So we always did everything together, and we were always working on projects together, and it was always send that project to Team Brenion.
Okay, Brenion.
And,
So that's how.
and we just kind of embraced it and said, you know what, let's make it legal. And so when we got married, we changed our last names.
That's awesome.
It was awesome for her. It was a pain in the neck for me.
Yeah, it's a
Nobody expects the guy to go changing his last name, and it